I'm a very visual, hands-on person, so when I'm here, it's easier for me to conjure up creative ideas and, you know, new things to do and new fun things to try. Not only do I want to show emotion and the transformation, but behind the scenes, what doesn't get shown on TV. Some unique products that we get to bring in from our partners, give people ideas for their own renovations and, you know, their own projects. Show who the heart is of Renovation Hunters a little more is what I'm trying to get at.
Hey folks, Steve Stack, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods, bringing another American Hardwood Advisor to you. And again, look at the backdrop. I'm not at Studio 3B. I am in Pleasantville, Pennsylvania on a Renovation Hunters build. And I am joined by a new guest, a special guest. We met a few days ago.
Yep.
Sarah Smith.
Seems like we've known each other much longer than a couple days ago, but
Right,
yeah, it's only been a couple days.
Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I know myself and the team was so excited to meet you.
Yeah.
And you're going through your first onboarding full season with Renovation Hunters.
It's almost been a year. In September, it'll be a year since I've been with Come On Media and Renovation Hunters. This is my third build, the final build, and I think this one's just going to be so many changes. It's going to be amazing.
Tell the folks, and I know you wear about 4 or 5 different hats, different days.
Right.
What are those hats you wear?
Sometimes more than one in a day. But no, it is great to be here. And the hats are aplenty. They're not few and far between. But, you know, I'm not only here on the build getting social media, you know, clips and interviews with our guests and with our products and with our partners and with our crew. But there's a lot that goes into it before I'm here. So there's a lot of prep work. There's a lot of, you know, talking with Courtney. There's a lot of talking with Hal and Chris and partners like you guys and the crew. And so I'm all over the place constantly. I'm willing to pick up where there's slack or where there's not slack, or if there's a new opportunity, I'm on it. So it's all over the map.
Well, and we know at Baird's and with our marketing partners, Ice Energy, communication is key.
Oh yeah.
And we've appreciated you coming on board, and having met you finally. We just feel it's a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
But you know, take me through a little bit. I mean, do you have any construction background at all?
Well, no, not personally building, but I did come from, before I worked here or came on board, I did work at our the power tool partner that we use, Makeover HVT. So I was the social media and email marketing coordinator there, which is ultimately how I met Chris and Hal in the first place. And so, you know, that's all DIY home builder, home improvement, construction mindset all the way anyways. And so I guess coming from that gave me a little bit of a upper hand, just kind of knowing the background and what kind of goes into it. And my grandfather, actually, his whole life long, he had his own home improvement business. So I guess it was bound for me to come this way eventually, and all stars kind of aligned. And so, yeah.
So I caught you the other day. I think you were with Adam and Rob, maybe. And I'm thinking you're standing up on a sawhorse scaffold.
Yeah.
And had a Metabo HPT tool in your hand, and going after it.
That would be another hat that I wear. I help put shiplap on ceilings. I help fill in the holes. You know, whatever they need me to do. If I'm in the way, I'm gonna either I better be filming them or I better be helping them.
True, and now here we are on build 3 of season 3, because we did not have the opportunity to be on build 1 and 2 at Ivanhoe and at McCole. Take me through them, just real quick. A short little. What was Ivanhoe like?
Well, Ivanhoe was my very first build. To say that I was intimidated and scared and just wanting to blow it out of the water would be the biggest understatement. But, you know, once you get there, you know, before you get there, you get a little bit of having to communicate with the partners, having to communicate more with the crew, Chris and Hal. So by the time I got there, it already felt like a family. I mean, it was the days leading up to it, I was nervous. But once I was there, it was just the unison that everybody has, how everybody works together, how everybody truly cares about each other. It's just fun. I mean, it's like a vacation. In Mississippi, I mean,
A working vacation.
Yeah, well, yeah, an exhausting vacation, but yeah, it is a lot of fun.
So you jump from Ivanhoe, go home for a short spell,
Yeah.
and pack up and
Head
go
on
down to McCool, Mississippi.
That's right. Yep. McCool, Mississippi. That was probably one of the prettiest places I've ever been.
Wow.
I mean, just right up next to the house, they had a huge field, huge pasture with hay bales all over it. I mean, the land there was just gorgeous. The weather was gorgeous. We all pulled a couple ticks off each other every day, but the renovation went amazing. I mean, it was just, that family is going to use that place like no other. I mean, I can't wait till next year when I get to talk to them again and hear everything that they've added to the place or all the things they've done there.
You had the opportunity, the same opportunity last evening that we had. And we had 3 families represented.
Yeah.
We had the Murphy Lutz family from a build 2 years ago across the river in Tionesta. Yeah. And then we had the Clear family, Jill and Rach and Teresa over in Linesville. And it was like a flippin' family reunion.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is the past year I've worked here, I've done nothing but I know every single renovation, every single product that went in all of these homes. I didn't know the family. I never even met the crew in person yet, but I knew everything about the family. I knew everything about the renovation. I knew their story. I felt like I already knew them. And I never thought in a million years that on 2 different seasons that we would all be in the same room together. And it was inspiring and also so welcoming and warm and also a little emotional feeling. Last night was so much fun.
Inspiring, welcoming, warm.
All of it.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
No pun intended, right?
No. I mean, there was more hugging and kissing going on.
Yeah.
I mean, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to go home.
No. We stayed too late. But we were having a good time. Isn't that what it's all about?
Yeah, it was good to see everybody.
Yeah.
And it's setting up. Now you have 2 reveals behind you. And I think this one with Ron and Helen.
Yeah.
Helen has, in all respect, she has no clue of the transformation she's walking into.
Oh, and
I don't think Ron done either.
You know, and I cannot wait for her because Chris was telling me, he said, if there's one thing you would change and you want to, if there's one thing we could do, what is the one thing you would wish us to do? And she said, well, I really like to, get up and get a cup of coffee and then come back in my bed for a little while. And so they're like, okay, well, we know we're for sure going to do some new windows, and I think Hal is going to try, I don't know if we're going to get around to it, but I think he's, it's Hal. So he's going to try to put a feeder out there outside the window of their, several yards out, but outside their master bedroom window. So not only can they have bigger, newer, beautiful windows, they can watch wildlife out of them too. Maybe some turkeys will roll up, but probably, maybe that might be a little bit better back there.
And that's just it. Again, I had, and I love when I have the opportunity, and it's a privilege. 4 or 6 weeks ago, Hal, Kevin, and Chris and I met Ron and Helen up here and did a walkthrough, and the ideas that are generated in those 2, 3, 4 hours that we're together. You saw the cabin before. You're witnessing what it's going through right now.
Oh yeah, lots of structural changes.
Right.
Probably the most structural changes other than Baldwin, I think Renovation Hunters has done so far.
You have done your homework. You watched the Baldwin film.
They hired me for a reason. They may joke fire me a couple times a day, but I'm here to stay this time.
No, and you know what? First few days up here was hot.
Yeah.
It was hot.
Oh yeah. Pretty swampy for Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but had a couple pretty good storms move through.
Cooled it down a bit.
Right. But everybody's making headway, and I see a lot of new faces because I missed the first 2 projects this year. But man, everybody's, like you said, everybody gels.
Yeah.
They get along.
Yeah, it's a really good crew, and they all listen to each other. They all work well together. I mean, we wouldn't still be here if we didn't have the crew that we had, honestly.
I'm excited for the off season. A couple reasons. Everybody can get rested up, but
You call it off season, I call it the dead months.
Well, and they're not going to be dead months for you.
No, absolutely not.
And I can see the wheels spinning already in your mind.
Yeah.
You're going to say, I'm going to do this different next year. I'm going to do this different next year, and make the team better.
Right, because when I started in the dead months or in the off season when we weren't shooting, but season 2 was airing. And so I was kind of still trying to figure out, okay, I'm new here. What's my strategy? How can I try to make it even better than how it used to be? But now since I've been on the builds, I'm a very visual, hands-on person. So when I'm here, it's easier for me to conjure up creative ideas and, new things to do and new fun things to try. Not only do I want to show emotion and the transformation, but behind the scenes, what doesn't get shown on TV, stuff like who the crew really is, some bloopers, but like some unique products that we get to bring in from our partners, things that I want to be more inspiring, not just promote the show, but I want to be inspiring, give people ideas for their own renovations and, their own projects. Show who the heart is of Renovation Hunters a little more is what I'm trying to get at.
You heard it, folks. Sarah Smith, the girl that said she couldn't talk on camera.
I'm always behind the camera, so I was a little bit nervous for this, but
I just heard she's going to spend her time in the down months making Renovation Hunters stronger and more interesting for all of us.
Yeah.
So
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Follow Renovation Hunters, follow Baird Brothers, follow everybody.
I just lost my job, folks.